Aaron was with the San Francisco Giants and really went out on a limb to get there and be a part of that during their spring training prep period. And phenomenal experience, again, where you get this hundreds of guys coming through and working with a master in the craft.
I almost want to elaborate there because it's kind of funny. But but with those experiences, I will say, because it does allow like talking points. It's so critical. I was telling a client this morning when I was treating that there's power in ourselves as clinicians getting hurt, because you have a relation or an understanding of what the person that is dealing with, that you're working with, that you've actually been injured in that way. But anyways, when I work with a baseball player, when I was fortunate enough to have a short stint with the Giants, which for me was like heaven because I'm a Giants fan since growing up, and it was like my dream to work with them. And I found after the experience that I could be more impactful in a community. That's one of the reasons why I necessarily don't want to pursue it. But when I was there, it was phenomenal because whenever I talk to a pitcher now, especially a youth pitcher that comes in with elbow pain, shoulder pain, whatever it may be, and they're in the developmental phase of their life. I think that's a nice way of saying they're weak. I will kind of do some PNF drills on the table, just kind of get their cuff engaged to do other things. And they'll be in sideline ER, and I'll be hovering over them and like putting 2 fingers on their wrists and just like beating them every time. Beating them as in not allowing their arm to come up for those not visually seeing me right now. But because beating is 2 meetings, right? Never mind. Anyways, sorry. I don't know if you guys picked up that one, but
you're winning.
Anyways, I'm winning. And I tell them, okay, I worked with Matt Cain when I was there, which was a fun experience growing up and watching him a lot. And no joke, he'd be in the same position, sideline, external rotation, and I would have to get up over top of him, put both hands down like I'm doing CPR to hold him and to do eccentric and concentric contractions in ER. And I tell all the pitchers that story that I work with because I'm like, this is a man, and obviously it's a grown man, and he's thrown however many innings in the bigs and so many innings in his life, but he has the shoulder girdle of like, I don't know, the strongest person you could possibly think of. Of Matt Cain. That's what it is. He's just him.
200
just him. And I think those type of stories are so powerful from that experience, and just simply like what Evan was saying, one of his mentors, Lenny's saying that he was exposed to like 30 people a day, every single day. I was exposed to 70 American arms and 70 Latin arms every single morning, and all of them walking through the building as if I'm like working at Bed Bath & Beyond on Black Friday, and they're all crushing the door, and like I gotta serve them all. And it's like, Aaron, I need a stretch. And I'm like, I've got how much time? And then there's 140 of you. But when you stretch that many arms and that many differences in hypermobility or hypomobility or pain patterns and non-pain patterns, big, tall, skinny, large, whatever, you really get a strong database. And there's just multiple things that came from that experience, but the communication that you can have after like putting yourself out there on a limb to be around such elite people is, it's irreplaceable.